If there's anything better than a cat walking into your live stream, I should have like marketed this, Amazon Prime deals and cat walking through. So happy Tuesday to you wherever you are. In the comments, let me know who you are and why you're here. Kind of specifically, let me put the ticker up there. Amazon Prime Big Deal Days, a great time for anyone to stock up on pretty much anything they need for their household, but especially for content creators who are looking to really start content creating, or content creators that are already creating and wondering how to upgrade their gear. What should they do? What is the path to going there? So give me about a half hour ish of your time. I've spent the morning going through the Amazon Prime Big Deal Days deals, and putting together a list of stuff for content creators of any size, kind of what you're doing. So let me kick this off here. If you don't know me, I'm Robbie Brown, and my YouTube channel is AmazeballsVFX. What we are about is the goal is to help 1,000 creatives learn storytelling and fun visual effects techniques so they can build amazing careers. I focus on short form visual effects and how to create a career over doing that. Everything that can really happen in a career, the positives, the downfalls. So not really just tutorials, but well, hey, I've got a better idea. There's a whole slide about this. This is what it's about: visual effects, storytelling, creative career, gear and tech, and my story. So speaking of, I've been a video producer for the past 10, 11 years, working for either freelance or working for companies. Take a look at the screen. I've worked in education. I've worked for theme park travel, affiliate sales and marketing, and for a mobile games company. You can see that with the I do love stop motion too, by the way. You see the reindeer coming down. That's all stop motion with some effects done by some great people. So I've always really been into visual effects, starting out, as a kid who saw Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Back to the Future, like all these visual effects movies. They just meant a lot to me and guided me towards what my career is. And now with short form becoming so accessible, and that being a space for visual effects, I've become more in tune into visual effects. So like I said, this is going to be for beginners and upgraders. So why am I qualified to talk about this at all? Well, in two of my jobs, I started out as essentially starting the production company, like figuring out what gear we would need, whether that was upgrading, or in another one, it was just purchasing stuff brand new for they just didn't have any other stuff. And so I also know for the single creator, the person kind of doing it all by themselves. I think a lot of creators, we bounce between that. If we're doing the 9 to 5 thing, or the full-time thing, we can, I think you kind of need different. You can have the same gear, but I think it depends on your budget, obviously, and your goals. So we're going to go through the Amazon website for the Prime deals. And the thing about Prime deals is you need to be a Prime member. So there's a link in the bio that will get you a free trial of Amazon Prime. Basically, you get your you get fast shipping, you get access to audiobooks and Prime Video. I need to catch up on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Just note for when I watch this on the live stream, on the replay. Hey, replay audience, hi, how are you? And Amazon Music too. So it's worth checking out. And again, you get a free 30-day trial when you click on that link, and you have access to a lot of the all the deals that we're going to see. So let's kick this off with the big one, and that is your camera. So if you are just, I mean, there's no problem with you using a phone. Not at all. Phones are, I mean, you can do so much with them. You can shoot, edit, get all your things done. But, I mean, the first few I've been using my phone exclusively for just about the past year. And I mean, I had a Canon DSLR, which was outdated, wasn't getting 4K. So I looked to upgrade, and what you saw a few pictures ago is what I have, the Sony ZV-E10 for content creators. So if you're just starting out, if you really want to get into, oh, and by the way, a lot of this is going to be based for visual effects people. Visual effects, you don't need a ton of gear. I basically make stuff with, a tripod, a camera, and really that's it, all you need. You can add some mics and lights, and we'll get into that, but you don't need a lot of stuff to get started for visual effects. And if you don't, the ZV-10 isn't on sale today, sorry. We have the Sony ZV-1 digital camera is a great starting point for you. It's a fixed lens, so not interchangeable. It's a Zeiss, which is a really good premium lens. I had I don't know, it was like an $800 one at another job. So what I like about cameras over cell phones is the flip out screen. And this has a flip out screen. I mean, I'm, acting in a lot of mine. So there's, I need to see what's going on, and, kind of looking at running back at the phone. I don't like to film with the front camera on the phone. I think the main camera is the best one. So there was a lot of frustration about that. So if you are starting out and just looking to upgrade from a phone into a camera, I don't think you can really go wrong starting with the Sony the ZVD one, which is on sale. I mean, 14% off. That is, I mean, that's pretty good. So it's gotta be a better way. I'm just gonna, you know what? I make fun of the open all tabs people, but I'm gonna do it just for you. Okay. If you want to upgrade, you're going to go to the Sony. Oh, not clicking on. Share this tab. I get it. There we go. All right. So the Sony Alpha series is the next step up for you. If you are already using the ZV-10 or the ZV-1, this is your interchangeable lenses and full frame. So you're getting the full dynamic range of the camera sensor. I've used crop sensors most of my life. Honestly, I haven't needed the full frame. The only full frame I've used is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, which is a gorgeous camera. But the full frame may not mean a ton to you. Yeah, do your own research on that. But if you've got the money to spend, upgrading to the Sony, any of the Sony A series, specifically the A7 here, it's 41% off. Pretty good. $998. That's wow. I almost paid that for the ZV-10. I guess I should have waited. But anyway, it's not a bad one to upgrade to. So the other one that I'm interested in, sorry. I've just started using Sony for about a month, and what I had been using, share screen, sorry. What I had been using before is a Canon. I had the Canon T4i, non-mirrorless, non-4K. So I honestly hadn't used it in, I don't know, 5 years, I think. So the Canon EOS R series is the closest to, it's kind of the equivalent of the Sony for your for getting started out in the content creation game. And I mean, this is a pretty good, this has got a lot. It's got the small little vlogging tripod and the microphone for you to attach on if you don't want to go. We'll get into microphones later. So not a bad little camera for the price for all the gear that you're getting. 1,999 for starting out with four pieces of equipment. A pretty good and how much was it off? 8%. That's not bad. You know, I mean you're getting a lot of gear at the same time. So now moving on to if you want to upgrade off that, you've got the Canon EOS series. This is the Canon EOS R 4K dual pixel. I mean, this is the next step up. That, you know, the big difference is going to be, is this full frame? I think it is. No, I don't think it is. No, okay. Okay. Again, the full frame, not full frame may not matter to you. It honestly doesn't matter to me a lot. I'm more concerned about the storytelling aspect of video production rather than the techie stuff. If you're a tech stuff, you know, go for it. But if you're more the story guy like me, I just want to tell my story. So the full frame, I've thought about that for a while. You know, what I do like is changing my lens for it. So with the EF mounts on the Sony, EF mounts on the Canon can get you different lenses as you upgrade your kit and your gear. So not a bad price. I mean, you have to buy an extra lens. We'll get to lenses in a minute, but pretty good. The EOS. All right, so a compact one. I'm trying to get used to the present here. Why can't I just like always share my screen instead of slipping away? Oh, I think I know what it was. Anyway, we'll get back to it next time it goes. The Canon EOS on sale for $349, 30% off. A good starter camera. The one thing it is, again, you won't be able to change out the lens, but but you've got the flip up screen, which is pretty sweet, and $384. Yes, I know that you could still use your phone, but it's still a pretty good deal if you're like me and you want to upgrade the camera, kind of get that, a lot of what I use is, well, I get like, the bokeh effect sort of thing, which iPhone does, but it's fake. So it's not my favorite thing, but upgrading at this point would be a pretty good deal for now for $384. Pretty good. The other cameras that I'm used to using are Panasonic. And I was initially worried, but it's a pretty good little camera. I use the well, let me get to the upgraded one for you. So, entire screen. Share. There we go. Okay. The Panasonic's Lumix series. This is the all right, this is the top if you really want to go big, for $2,597.98. If you're really looking to upgrade, really upgrade and get a an 18 millimeter lens, here's the route you can go. The Lumix. Okay, the S5 full frame. Yeah. This is the one that I used. So 37% off for $1,699. Not a bad camera. I enjoyed using it. So, and there's other ones you can look at. There's Olympus and Nikon, but I don't want to talk about those cameras, of which I have had zero experience using. So, Panasonic, Canon, Sony, I can talk about, but now I'm I guess now I guess I'm a Sony guy now, having the new one, which I got a lot of good rave reviews for content creators. So that's where I am on that. So with a camera, now it gets a little bit more complex because we're going to dive into lenses. And there's a lot you can go with lenses. Now, for visual effects, if you're doing what I do, you're not changing your focal length often, if ever. I mean, the camera just kind of stays where it is, or maybe there's some slight movement. And I shoot at the widest, um, the widest possible, which is, 16 to 20 millimeter lens is going to get you, kind of the full, yeah, I mean, rarely are you going to use a 50. Rarely are we really going to do a close up. It's possible, depending on what kind of filmmaker you are. But, for visual effects, who we're doing something where there's just one shot and something kind of magically happens, you're going to just be kind of in one setting. So something like this, the Sony Alpha 16 to 55 is really just an upgraded version of the kit lens that you would get on a camera like the ZVE 10. Prime versus zoom. I mean, if you want to save money, I mean the Sony's gotten really good at upgrading the zoom lenses to be very, very, yeah, I mean, you're just going to get better. You're going to get better picture quality with a prime lens, but if you just want to, I mean, if you're in the moment and and again, this is a $1,298 lens. Oh, is this a deal? I might be pimping something that's not a big deal. Oh, I think it is. We should move on. All right. Sorry about that. So, okay, I'm going to do the open all. Here we go. I was a Sony Alpha. That's the one we saw. Okay. The FE 24 to 105. This is going to get you more range if you want to go back to 105. Wow, that's a long. Yeah. This might actually be too short for you. I mean, if you're a 24, you can get away with. But I mean, if just move the camera. So the tough thing about talking about lenses is that many lenses need to be camera specific. Like these are only for Sonys, these are only for Canons, and so on and so forth. So unless you are, you need to kind of, if you've got a Sony, not a bad price to pick up if you're going to be using, if you're not a VFX person, if you make a lot of different content that does use focal lengths. So experiment with, and if you've experimented with, using different focal lengths, you can justify getting a lens like this. But if you're just starting out, if you're just limited to, something like the 16 to 50 we've got on the ZVE 10, don't worry about it. I mean, just focus on your content, make that the best you can. And then as you move up in the world, get your other lenses. So, not just Sony lenses are on sale today. You have the Yongnuo, for Olympus and Panasonic, two cameras that I haven't used those. And the, okay, so some different deals for Sony. 3%, 6%. Okay, you're not going to need 100 to 400 for visual effects. If you do, a 20 millimeter for $798. Again, if you're upgrading to if you have a Sony and are looking for that, but this is a lot of, I need to know what specific camera you have before upgrading, because that's just how they work. So lenses are, you can go really expensive with lenses and go crazy. If you just want to maybe upgrade the current setup you have, look for, what camera do you have? Go inside the Prime Big Deal Days and search for it, and you'll be able to find what you something that would probably work for you. And so after the after lenses, the next important thing you need to consider is your gear. And so I film with this little guy here. This is the Zoom H1N portable. You know, I stick it in my pocket when I'm on screen, and you know, I've got the Rode mic here, just plugged in, lavalier style. That might not be for everybody, but I'm just so used to doing that. And at 33% off for $80.78, it's pretty good. I mean, I would get that. I mean, I already have. So worth considering if you want to if you go the plugged in route. Now, if that's not for you, you know, Movo is a brand that I tried out. I tried doing a lavalier style wireless setup, and it wasn't for me. I mean, there was nothing with the Movo, which is 40% off for $47.95. Pretty good. You plug it into your phone. It just wasn't for that setup. Wasn't for me. I just like, I'm used to having a lav. I like knowing that it's safe and secure. All that. So, but if all you have is a camera, if all you have is a phone, sorry, this might be a great solution for you. And you know, $47.95, that's really good for a microphone setup. So you can also the next step up would be something like the BOYA wireless lav, 20% off for $135.96. You see a lot of content creators doing this now. It's kind of like just attached to, you see it. I'm so big about like hiding the microphone. Some people don't care. I'm just gonna hang it on. It's my mic. There we go. So something to consider. Ooh, 100-meter operating range. That's pretty good. You can walk a lot that way. I mean, this might be something for you if you're doing, you know, if your content is like me, you know, I'm talking to somebody and I need I just need to have the mic close to me as possible. Going the wireless route. Oh, you can hook it up to your phone. There you go. You know, if this is your thing, that's really good for you. The BOYA is another brand that does something. Same thing. I mean, there's a lot of different brands. This one is 20% off for $56. There's a lot of brands that just have that plug it into your phone, and there you go. The one thing I'm not a big fan of is I mean, you can plug in and listen, but playback. I'm just used to the Zoom recorder, and if you don't want to go that whole route, then there's nothing wrong with plugging it into your phone and going from there. Hey, we're making, you know, a lot of content's made with just your phone. So when it comes to sound, and I think sound is important to get crystal clear. Use the mic on your, you know, the inbuilt mic just for, you know, quick stuff, but you know, for content, I recommend using the mic. If you want to do more of the onboard mic, there are shotgun mics available, not your expensive Sennheiser ones, which I've used before and love. But I mean, for $70, that's a pretty good price for a shotgun mic. And I mean, it's gonna do the exact same thing as the Sennheiser. You know, it's better for, you know, if you're doing a setup where you're not moving. I wouldn't recommend this unless you've got a friend who can be your boom operator. I wouldn't really recommend this for a single content creator. You know, this is more for if you're upgrading or you're not moving, just staying in one place. This is a good option. I do love how shotgun mics sound, and you know, I'm really big on getting it out of the picture. The VGear, you can just attach it to the top of your wireless. sorry, your mirrorless camera to get audio straight like that. That's the next best option. But don't use the mic in the camera. Just attach that on. That's a good upgrade if you want to just upgrade your on-camera audio. And finally, there's another. I haven't heard of the brand, but 30% off of the price is pretty good. The Comica. So, I mean, you're gonna see a lot of the wireless lavalier mics that look like this with this little box thing on it. So it's more common. I mean, I think there's there's my little thing. I should close out the notes. Let me go here. Okay, so yeah, I think we've nailed the top 3 for you: cameras, lenses, and audio. Let me know in the comments what camera are you rocking, and feel free to defend it as a lot of us tech gear heads people do. So we covered the big 3 that are worth upgrading. So now we move on to, I mean, if you're a solo creator like me, there's nobody around to help you hold the camera. I mean, you can lay it up or just position it, turn it sideways, but you really want to invest in good stabilization, whichever route you're going. So for this one, I mean, all you need is a tripod. At this one, it's going to be 38% off for $24. This is the XXZoo. XXZoo. I should have looked at how to pronounce these company names. XSZU. Was it Zizu or XSZU? I don't know. So here's here's a starting point for you, and this is the one that can be upgraded as you evolve as a creator, because you can attach your phone, start out with your phone, make your TikToks, and then start with you can upgrade to your mirrorless. So that's going to last you for a while. You can upgrade to small rig. I don't have this one. Look at that, 55%, 20% off today. 20% off today. I don't have a small rig. The pole that I'm using for the Sony ZV-E10 is a small rig. I mean, small rig makes tons of stuff, and having a solid, I mean, mine is like this. It's got the little leg adjustments and the ball head, the stability hook, pretty much the same thing, but the small rig version. I mean, for $55, this is a good starting point. Or if you want to upgrade, if you don't want to pay $250 for a Manfrotto, made in Italy to make your TikToks, so would, yeah, it's fun making TikToks with a $200 tripod. So other options, if you want to go in the less expensive route, Endurax 60-inch, $30.99. Oh wait, this isn't a prime yet. This is gonna come on in a few days, so we can, or later on, we can skip that one. Okay. Same thing like the small rig, the K&F Concept DSLR, 44% off for $55.99. Pretty good. Again, it's going to handle all your, I mean, the thing you need with the, for content creation, are you able to adjust it to shoot vertical? I mean, that's the big thing at all. Not really the best if you want to film at your desk, because it can be wobbly, but for that you have the Ubi size 10-inch selfie ring. I mean, this is a lot more stable for if you're just filming yourself at your desk. It's small enough you can put it on your desk if you're not moving. You can put your mirrorless on here as well. I haven't used my ring light in a while. I don't like the whole like ring thing, but that might be for you. I mean, if that's your style, or if you are a, if you want to get into beauty and you like that look of people putting makeup on, then this is a great option for you. And so if you are looking to upgrade your gear, a C stand for everything from, if you're looking to upgrade your stabilization, you want to do more than a tripod, get a C stand. These things are so versatile. I usually use this to hang the, we'll put the boom pole up here, attach it down, and then we get the shotgun mic coming down. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with a C stand for any use possible when it comes to upgrading the stabilization stuff that you have. Again, you're not going to put your camera on there. I mean, you can put your camera on for overhead stuff if you're doing stop motion like I like to do, and having your camera overhead is important. I mean, it's essential. You can do, just in front of. That's a technique I don't really experiment with, like doing your Legos. I kind of like the overhead look, but you can hang a lot of stuff off of this, and 10% off. Where was it? This is our top pick. Thanks. 10% off, $124. That's not a bad price for a C stand, and and they're so versatile, and you're going to get a lot out of it for overall upgrading your production. To say it's not essential if you're starting out. Don't even think about getting a C stand. Just get your content out. But if you really want to upgrade and get additional lighting, or again, I really use it as a boom pole for a lot of things. That's what it's great for. So now, speaking of lighting, now a lot of times for a lot of content creators, they're just filming with daylight or a ring light, or not any lighting at all. I mean, if you're making content fast, you need to keep things rolling, and lighting can take some time. I mean, there's a big light like right here, and all right, it took 10 minutes to set up, but lighting can be. I'm just used to having good lighting, and I think you can go a long way with adding lighting to your setup in whatever, no matter where you're starting out. Understanding, because controlling the light. Controlling the light is really good in visual effects, where time of day can really affect your shot. If you're doing, a plate shot, you film you, and then you get the plate, the light can change in like seconds. I've done that a lot, and you just have to go back and color correct. So, not that a light like this is gonna override the sun. I'm just talking about lighting in general. I mean, you can really controlling the setup when you're inside is essential. So I will run through some lighting things, and the other thing that we'll talk about in here is a setup for your green screen. Let me go back here. Yeah, green screen. This is, wow, $31.99. That's pretty good. 6 clamps, 2 sandbags. You get sandbags for $31.19. Add to cart on this one. So, okay, so if you're a content creator doing visual effects, you will likely at one time introduce a green screen into your setup. They can really upgrade the look of your content, and you can just do a lot of fun things if you need to cut somebody out, or there's a million uses. Not really a million, but there's a lot of uses for a green screen like this. So having a setup like this for $31 is a big deal, because you get, I see why. It's the setup. You don't get any lights. Well, you may already have, if you already have lights, or you can just kind of like piecemeal together things. That's worth looking into. Maybe there's another one we'll look into. Let's circle back to that one. Okay, so the lights that I usually use in my content creation are these: the GVM video lighting, full LED, 3-point setup. I've had this at a few rolls, and they are fantastic for setups in, where the room isn't that big, but you just want to get good lighting on, and you can do a 3-point setup with this. Now, these are the fancy ones that you can use to change color, you know. May or may not be something for you. I'm really just, I kind of film natural with white lights, and but that's okay. I mean, if you want to do something fun, then these are your babies. So they are group control, meaning you can just use the app to change the in light intensity and the color. So I've used these a few times. Oh, it's got the special lighting. You can do like lightning, and you can do like a cop car, and you can do like the TV. You want to fake that somebody's watching TV, it'll like flicker. Though I don't really know if TVs like flicker now, so that might be a very dated look. Yeah, something to think about. So, let me know in the comments. Do TVs flicker? No, let's see. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so this one's got a few different candle. If you want to do like a fire thing, you can get those. But mainly I use these to just film the setup, and there's some, additional things you can do with these. Those are really, really neat. Newer is another brand, kind of like GVE. Similar style, similar setup. This one is more expensive, and you get two less. But Newer's a company we're gonna look at a little bit. They've got a ring light as well that you can do for higher quality, 20% off. Not bad. So if that's your thing. I also found a 2-pack LED video photography lighting kit for starting out. If you just want to introduce lighting into your setup, $43.49. That's not a bad setup for two lights. And you can do the different color temperatures: 25K, 55, 85, just throw those filters on, adjustable. Burp, sorry. Really a neat setup for if you do photography as well, macro stuff. So streaming too, but it looks like it's a good setup if you just want to introduce lighting into your visual effects setup. Another form, I haven't used this style, but the LED kind of like hanging lights, these are really good if you just want to kind of get in the side sort of thing, or for product, if you do product, make it fancy. So a lot of different colors for this. It's not something I use personally doing my stuff, but I mean, you're not me. You should be able to figure out what's going to work for you, what style you want. I'm just giving you a lot of different options here. And at 12% off for $79.20, pretty good. I mean, you could also use that as like the atmospheric lights, like I have, back there. Maybe they're not your main lights, but something to think about. And the last newer thing I wanted to bring up are reflectors. Now, this is if you don't have a light like I have right here, and I'm dark. I was before I set this up. It was pretty dark. Look here. See, you can like hardly see me. So we turn the light back on. there we go. So a reflector you'd put here, which would reflect off the light here and shine and get light on your face. I've used these, in situations where there's not a lot of people. So you'd use this if you don't have a friend, but you need that extra light and you don't have an extra light, you could set this up on a chair. You can use go buy your $120 C stand and attach that on, and there's your reflector of lighting. So lighting is, lighting is critical in visual effects to get right, and you need it really to be even, because if you're filming, two different things and you've got the plate shot, you want the plate to match as possible. Otherwise, you have to go in and do a lot of color correcting, and that can take some time, especially for a social media video where you're spending a lot of time on working on the effects. Overall, getting your workflow going is important. So that's where getting if you really want to upgrade, like, again, get your content out. If you really want to upgrade, start adding in lighting. And so if you're just filming with a phone, this part may not have anything to do with you. So feel free to go grab a water, grab a coffee. We're going to be talking to the people that are using a camera that needs memory, which may be you. So let's take a thought. No, stick around. So there are memory card deals available now. There are so many deals available now that I didn't list them all in the description. There were at least like 40. So I kind of went with my favorite. So the one I use now is I use SanDisk. So here's my little 64. I don't need a ton. I'm not filming consistently, but if you're doing like longer projects, then you might want to upgrade to the like a 256 for $28. Wow, 28. No, it's too late for me to return that, but that's wow. I mean, I think this was like 17. So for another $10, you get a lot more gigs. Ooh. All right, might add that to cart. But memory is important. I've pretty much used SanDisk a lot. The other one I've used is Lexar, and they are 35% off for $56.95 for two 128s. That can work out pretty well. PNY is another one I use. Look at that, 256 gigs for $16.99, 23% off. I mean, I don't think there's any excuse for going that inexpensive when it comes to look, 16, and you really only need one memory card. Pretty good. Okay. And here's the other thing I found was the micro. You might use this for I got it here. I use this to plug into my my Zoom. So it uses the smaller memory card, but I just thought this was fun. A Zelda themed one for $99. I mean, if you really enjoy the branding, you can go with that. But let's see, SD micro card. Amazon Basic, $10.95. Samsung 256 for $16.99. Okay, so there's some deals on the micro ones if you don't want to be extra and get the Zelda one. So why wouldn't you? Okay, so if you have all this memory, then you need some place to store it. And I recommend editing on a hard drive. Like all of your footage comes off a hard drive, because having all your footage on your computer is just going to slow it down. It's going to crawl to a halt and you'll never get anything done. Especially when you open up After Effects, it's going to get crazy and it's going to get slow. So I recommend putting all of your files on a separate hard drive that is attached to your computer. That's what I do. I mean, Premiere and After Effects are on the computer. All the stuff is off, so we can so it'll just go faster. And if you're looking for, I mean, Lassie, again, it just can't all be easy like Canon, can it? This is kind of the go-to hard drive, portable hard drive for you if you're moving between locations. You don't, I mean, I've got a big hard drive on my desk. I think it's like 2 terabytes. And since I rarely am moving, I don't need one like this. But if you are transferring between places, this is your go-to. This is one of the most highly recommended 4.6, 26,095 ratings for $69. Oh, who's the guy who gave like 1 star? I'll give him the time of day. So 2 terabyte for this drive is a deal. Buy this today. Now, if you want something for home, sitting on your desk, Western Digital 20 terabytes for $279, 45% off. I mean, this should keep you good for a while. I mean, that's a pretty good deal for a lot of space. 20 terabytes. I can't even fathom how much stuff you would have on there. If you're editing on your phone, maybe not a big deal. I don't know what you're doing with your videos. Then let me know in the comments what when you film your videos, if you just use a phone to film your videos, what do? Do you just delete them? You just move on? You don't store them? Granted, I don't really go back and use them in again. So something to think about. So $279 for a Western Digital. And if you are low on funds and you don't want to get the Lassie? Is it Lacey or Lassie? Lassie's a dog. Sorry. I found the Nurko 320 gigabyte portable hard drive for $1607. 16% off today. So, and tomorrow. So remember that Prime Big Deal Days are 2 days. So there's stuff that is on sale now, and there's stuff that's going to be coming back on. Let's jump over. Let me see what. Okay, stick with me. Let's see if anything new has dropped on. Oh, there's Lego sets. So, okay. I will quickly go through here because I want to respect your time because I think we are over what I had a lot of. Yeah, see, there's a lot of the newer home security cameras, microscopes. How is that a camera? They're getting away with some stuff here. Okay. I think this was everything I saw this morning. Oh, this is my favorite. Like, your cat's not going to sit there. She's just not. He's just not. Like, I mean, this is definitely photoshopped in, but why fake it? So anyway, I'll get back. Let's get back to this. So just two more sections. This is kind of, I do miscellaneous. This isn't necessarily visual effects related, but you can, if you're upgrading your entire content, if you just want to, upgrade your skill set, one of the things to think about are drones. I still see people asking for, drone operators, and we need you to do drone work. Again, not very visual effects oriented, but if you're coming in and you're not visual effects and you're looking for drones, $199 for the Ruko. Pretty good. Pretty good deal. Oh, wow. Look at that. Tiny. No FAA registration required. You don't need to deal with them. Wow. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay. And then the other one I found was called Holy Holy Stone for 139. Same setup, fits in your hand. No FAA, CAA registration, but like, don't be the dude that just brings it to. This guy at F1 doing it last year. That was like, please put your drone down. Yeah, I don't know. But then there was the people that had reds on gimbals, and it was a drive. I'll stop because I don't want to lose you. Sylvania bulbs, if you like to do kind of like what I do and add some color into your lighting setup to leave it behind, then just you just flip out the you can't see that one. Change the color in that one to give it some mood lighting. I like doing that. These are LED floodlights, but if you don't have a floodlight and you just think using a lamp works, Sylvania's on sale. What else do we have here? Different things. I like filming with a external monitor on a lot of projects. This is one. This is a swivel tilt motion. I'm not even showing you these. Oh, I'm chatting away. I'm so sorry. All right, let me quickly go back. You should have told me that I was just talking to myself. So, okay, here we go. Quickly. Here's the drone. Fits in your hand. I just did it this way. Let me know in the comments if are drones like your thing. I mean, let me know. Okay, so there's the Ruko, the Holly Stone, again, tiny. The the Sylvania White, again, for changing the colors of your practicals, as we say in the biz. The newer attaches onto your hot shoe mount if you want to put. I mean, you can put a microphone, but this one is geared towards a field monitor, which I'm a big fan of, with the eyesight disappearing. And I didn't want to give this one away. Sorry, dang. Okay, I have next one is my secret weapon. Oh, there was like a whole slideshow I made for you that I was going to do like, all right, let's recap. We've gone through camera, lens, audio, stability, lighting, green screen, memory, storage, miscellaneous, and the secret weapon. This is something that I have used for about, 4 years, maybe 19, 20, 22. Yeah, about 5 years. And this has dramatically changed the way, this is a workflow improvement that I wish I had known a lot sooner, and a medical thing that I wish I had known sooner. And that is, a tablet. This is my Wacom tablet. You may have seen these for, people drawing on, but I use it as my mouse when I'm editing. And, a pen just feels so much more natural than a mouse, that it's improved my workflow. It's, not worried about the carpal tunnel so much. So I wanted to show you a few deals that I had found on these, because I think they can help improve your overall workflow. And the first one is that, Wacom has one. Wacom has a smaller one, the Intuos medium Bluetooth one, on sale for $99.95, 50% off. A pretty good price for a Wacom. I'm gonna call it Wacom, like whack-a-mole. So, I just like using a pen now. I just like using a pen for video editing, and when I have to draw something poorly, it also affects well. So this one is, like I said, $99.95. That's a great introductory price for one. It might be too small for some of you, So that's why I found Exencelabs. I'm sorry. I should have just I'm sorry, Excel Labs, if I'm butchering your name, but I again a little bit more expensive than the Wacom, but bigger size. I'm just a fan of doing everything with a pen now, with a tablet. It has improved my workflow so much, and I was a little skeptical of that. I wasn't sure what was like, really, like, draw with a pen as I edit, just but no, it's a game changer. It's my secret weapon. I would seriously consider looking into it if you're any kind of at my desk editing sort of thing. Can't help you if you're at a can't help you if you have a phone. So let's let me know in the comments what else you're looking for, and I'd appreciate hitting the subscribe button for we got a lot more visual effects content coming. That's what we do. We do dive into the career stuff, but before I leave you, let me go into camera and photo just one more time. See if anything had popped up that you might need. So yeah, you've got the Nikon, take a look at those Canons again. Samyang camera lenses. I think they were a lot of different ones. Okay, 14 you probably get away with if you're just doing, like I said, the static shots. If you just primarily do visual effects, the ring lights, a lot of what are these? The ring, the at home security, green screen. That's what I wanted to find you. Green screen kit. Okay, here we go. Now, okay, like, no. I mean, because he's like, you're not supposed to be on the green screen. First thing. Sorry, okay. All right, so a 10 by 20 foot green screen. Now, this is just going to be the... Okay. This is just going to be the screen. And does it come with a rod? Collapsible green fabric with... No, this is only the... This is just the green. It doesn't come with the stand. Okay. And again, don't put your... Now, here we go. Here we go. Releno photography lighting kit. All right, so this has got everything you need. You've got, you're going to use these two here to light your screen. You'll put them on the side, evenly lit, so your screen is evenly lit. And then these two will be kind of your primary ones, which will be like kind of back here. All right, but these people look cool, don't they? So yeah, so this is a pretty good setup. Typically how much? $149, 24% off. It's pretty good. So yeah, so these two will light your screen. These two will kind of light the subject. You light your green screen separate from lighting your subject. Oh, it's got a little, is that a reflector? Nice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pretty good deal. This is kind of what the same stuff I got for a little bit more. Let me see. Okay, 28, 17, 30. Yeah, this seems to be... It looks like this one is the only kit, which is going to get you your lights. And I mean, I have these style lights, but I use them. I mean, this, you can see it is, I'll take a picture. Hold on. This is the style of lighting that I use for, like everything else. Look. See, there it is. It's that style light that I use for the green screen to just light other things. Pretty much the I mean, the lighting is so versatile, and you know, if you get this, then you've got your green screen, you got your lights, but you can use your lights for other things around that will be so important to upgrade your kit and your style and just your overall look. And if you are interested in, say you're just coming out on this and you really want to get into visual effects, but you don't know how. You've never really tried. You see all the crazy stuff going on and think, I want to do that, but I don't know where to start. VFXin30.com. I have a tutorial that will walk you through making your first visual effects video in 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes will take you from your first shot to upload in 30 minutes using just your phone. So if you, I mean, if you're watching this, you have internet connection, and I hope that means you have a phone. And so just starting visual effects by using your phone to get, you know, your ideas out there is such a way to elevate your career. And like I said, VFX in 30, head over here, get that tutorial, watch it, and you'll be on your way to making great stuff. I mean, every visual effects person you see is learning. We're all upgrading. We're all trying to get better, and we'll all rise up and try different things. So, hey, a little bit over, just a bit over an hour. So, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for making it all the way, making it through. I appreciate your time. Now, and again, Prime Big Deal Days, running for 2 days. Affiliate links in the description. If you click on something and make a purchase, I get a small commission, which helps keep this content free for you. Everybody wins. Go get some content. Go get some gear that can help you upgrade your content, and you know, share it. You know, tag AmazeballsVFX in your project so I can see what you're doing. Now, I'm gonna go get lunch, and I will see you again on the next stream, maybe next week. So again, happy Prime Big Deal Days to all who celebrate.